Brett McMurphy tweeted, hey, Ion TV is talking to the Pac-12 about distribution, to which Stuart Mandel from Sports Illustrated tweeted, no, they're not. So we decided to pick up the bat phone and get in touch with people at Scripps TV. And we were told exclusively this afternoon that there have been no talks with Scripps TV about Pac-12 distribution. But one of the interesting things about this whole conversation is where Scripps Sports fits into this whole situation with TV rights, whether that be the Pac-12 or anybody else, because I'm telling you, Scripps Sports, say that fast 10 times, is absolutely a player in the sports game. And they are out looking for live action sports. They want play-by-play. They want rights deals. And with what's going on with Bally Sports on TV, you know that they are the regional sports network carrying most Major League Baseball games. They are filing for bankruptcy. Somebody like Ion/Scripps Sports is going to hop on that, and they're absolutely capable of that. But a high-ranking official at Scripps today told us that there have not been any talks, and that they're not ready to make that move, is what it seems like to me. But Jake, you had like a shocking reaction to this today. When this originally came out. You almost felt like this was you felt embarrassed for the Pac-12. I felt like when you heard this about the Pac-12 and Ion TV. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I just think that it feels like there's we're just sort of tumbling down the rabbit hole, if you will, with this TV deal situation. It feels like yesterday or 2 days ago, we hear about Apple TV, and now you get somebody tweeting about, Ion and Scripps and like these different outlets. And I think what's really interesting is they're just like every single day that goes by that we get a fresh, Twitter, report about how, the Pac-12 is talking to someone new or whatever, whatever it is. Like today, it's this Scripps thing. It just kind of hammers home the message that the Pac-12 is not in a strong position. And I know that, I know that there's been a lot of talk, that there's been, a lot of people espousing about what's going to happen with the TV deal. But the reality of the situation is this TV deal is not going to be a good one. And, you obviously have, Ray Anderson going on Arizona Sports yesterday, Arizona State's VP of Athletics and athletic director, talking about the fact that they weren't real thrilled, that they, didn't meet, prior expectations, if you will, but it's good enough financially. And so, I combine that with what, this Scripps thing. And I just say they got to get conclusion on this. You got to get resolution. You got to get to a place where even if your TV distribution deal isn't a good one, at least you have one. And that's sort of why I was really surprised when I heard this, because it's just yet another outlet, another avenue that, potentially has interest. And it's like, no, they really don't. That was just yet another false report. So that's why I was just really surprised to hear this, because this was pretty far out of left field. Even I'll even say, even for the Apple TV thing, like that was out of left field, but this is like way out of left field in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, but I think, again, Scripps is going to be a major player. I mean, they have worked very hard. And if you don't know, Ion TV is kind of a company that had national reach. They had many stations. They're a repeater, so they're going to carry, like I know Ion TV from Chicago PD. I have every episode ever created of Chicago PD in my DVR, and many of them were on Ion TV. So that's the kind of program they carry. They'll carry like Chicago PD, SVU, like all of the Law and Orders. Like that's what I've known them for. They are a national TV network, and they have affiliates across the country. Well, they essentially, at the end of the day, were bought by S&W Scripps, who started a Scripps sports division to become a major player in live sports rights. And I think it makes sense for Scripps at some point to compete for a package like the Pac-12 football package. Now is not that time. Our source at Scripps tells us that they are not engaged with the Pac-12 that they have not talked about a big deal with the Pac-12 at any time. I don't know how a guy like Brett McMurphy, who I think we all universally respect in college football, I don't know how that happens. If I can take 2 hours and have an email exchange and a phone call with somebody at Scripps, and I mean at the top of Scripps, if I can do that in 2 hours or less, how is a guy like Brett McMurphy not able to reach out to somebody at Scripps and say, hey, I heard you guys are talking to the Pac-12. Is this true? Because honestly, it wasn't very difficult for us to get in touch with people.
Right.
It wasn't very difficult for us to talk to 2 or 3 different people who all said the exact same thing. So I just don't know how this happens, because a guy like Stuart Mandel, that's a heavy hitter in college sports. And he came right out and said, no, dude, Scripps and the Pac-12 are not talking. And at the end of the day, it turned out Stuart was correct. They're not talking. And I think it is fascinating, the rumor mill that is around the Pac-12. Like, I look at what happened when the Big 12 expanded. Even if you look back to West Virginia joining the Big 12, and you look at all of the rumors that happened, I do not recall any of them being as hot and as full of vitriol and anger as seemingly every rumor that comes out about the Pac-12. It's amazing to me. Like, we're sitting here today planning the show and talking about topics and, recording shorts and all the different stuff that we do every day on this show. This comes out, Twitter explodes, our phones explode. Like, it's amazing how many people care about this. Mm-hmm. It's amazing when this came out today. People are like, hey, man, what's going on with Scripps? Hey, is this true? And if you were a member of this Fine Here program, you would have found out right away that Scripps and the Pac-12 were not, in fact, talking, because we put it in our Instagram members-only group first.
Yes.
Which is what we always do with our inside information. So today, you found out first that Quinn Snyder was going to go to Atlanta for no compensation. Mm-hmm. You got that in our members-only group. You got this story on Scripps and the Pac-12 in our members-only group. When we make an effort and we get information, we always give it to our members first. Click the link. It's $9.99 a month. You can cancel it anytime. But it also gets you into our Big 50 birthday bash, which is coming up on March 10th. By the way, if you're here and you're a member, please RSVP to Jake.
Do it.
On that event. The event is filling up quickly. It is with Max Tooley, who is one of our favorite guys.
Yeah.
We refer to Maximus. We refer to him as Maximus.
Maximus.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. Maximus and Brant Keithy from Utah are coming to the Maverick Center on March 10th to celebrate my birthday, because I'm kind of a big deal.
Yeah, just a little bit stuff.
Thanks to our friends at Papa Murphy's Pizza and Bucked Up, who present the Big 50 birthday bash right here on the Monty Show. That's March 10th. If you want to get in, we're going to start giving away spots to non-members on Monday. But if you are a member, you have to RSVP. Email Jake or DM Jake your RSVP.
Yes.
It's U+1, and you have to do that by March 1st. If you are a member and you do not RSVP by March 1st, you will have to compete for a spot with everybody else, because there's probably only 100 spots, if that, because we have about 100-something RSVPs of people who want to come to the event. Yeah. We're not going to have 1,000 people there. It's going to be, I think we have a cap on it of like 175, 200 max.
Yeah.
So if you're a member, RSVP now, because that's going to get you a t-shirt, because we also have a special t-shirt that's being printed for that event. If you RSVP as a member, you're going to get a t-shirt. If you don't, you won't get a t-shirt. I'm just telling you.
Yeah. You gotta look.
You might want to do that. Come meet Max Tooley and Brant Keithy. Oh, by the way, there is also this little thing called the Stanley Cup, which is coming to Maverick Center on March 11th. We'll hook you up with that as well. But let's get your thoughts on Pac-12 TV. Is the Pac-12 talking to Ion TV? I'm told they are not.
Yeah.
So congratulations. Stuart Mandel wins the Twitter war with Brett McMurphy. Mm-hmm. Is what it is. Let's see. Who's first in today? Mr. Preston is first in today. Good afternoon, Monty Show casuals. Happy Friday. Let's have a great show indeed. Yeah. Let's go. Mike Chase, always good to see you, my friend. Happy Friday, Monty. Hope the PAC figures things out. Personally, I would like to see the Utes play my Cougars every year, so I'm hoping the Pac-12 crumbles and the Utes come to the Big 12. How many BYU fans out there, and I know we have some BYU fans that watch the program, how many BYU fans want Utah in the Big 12?
Yeah, I mean, I would think that there's quite a few BYU fans who would like that, and I would think that there's also quite a few Utah fans who are in a place where they are not, wanting to, look at the Big 12, look at, expansion, look at really anything. I think and I know we've talked about it a lot, but Utah is just sitting here. They're just sitting here. They're just kind of chilling. They're just kind of hanging out. And I don't know what the plan is or is not, I guess. But, you're just not doing anything. You're going along for the ride because I'm assuming they think the Pac-12 is going to make it.
I would agree. Steven Smith gives us a $20 tip. Let's go.
Bro,
way to start
dude.
The weekend. Appreciate you, Steven. What does it say about the Pac-12 for allowing these rumors to continue like this without denying them in the first place? Well, listen, I think you're right in that this is really bad for the Pac-12. That you have, I don't know what else you would refer to it as other than an absolute rumor mill. But what do you do if you're the Pac-12? Well, you get a TV deal and then the rumor mill stops.
Right.
I don't think you can come out and deny every single rumor, because I will tell you, we kind of went down the rabbit hole of sourcing this afternoon after this Scripps Ion thing came out. And we were talking to a TV source that we talk to pretty regularly, and she was telling us that George Kliavkoff is not the best guy to talk to. Mm-hmm. And it was described to us in conversations that George Kliavkoff is a guy that, quote unquote, bloviates. He talks a lot.
Right.
And am I surprised to hear that? Not at all. But it's pretty damaging if you're George Kliavkoff and a TV executive is telling, a media person like us, hey, he talks too much. Because that's how it was described to us, is that Kliavkoff talks too much. And so he kind of takes she described it as he takes George Kliavkoff takes the oxygen out of the conversation. And he's very grandiose, which we've heard in the past.
Right.
It just doesn't paint a strong picture of who George is. Now, is that just one person's opinion? Absolutely, it could be. Absolutely, it could be. But I think what it tells me is that I just think George Kliavkoff has nowhere to go. And so when he gets into a conversation with somebody that's a potential solution for him, he has to go all in. He has to, hey, we're the best. We're the greatest. Conference of Champions. Your mom loves us. He's got to go all in.
Yeah.
Because I think he is so desperate, because one of our other TV sources told us today, hey, it's pretty clear that they're going to wind up with a small bit of ESPN programming, and this person believes they're going to end up on Amazon, which is what everybody believes. I was told that Apple TV and the Pac-12 have, quote unquote, cooled this week, that they have taken some time to kind of refine their relationship and their conversations.
To reevaluate the conversation.
But that makes perfect sense. That you would, because I was also told earlier this week, as we said on the show, that they had been talking hot and heavy and they were trying to get a deal done in a quick fashion.
I want it.
My feeling is the deal is probably done. If in my heart of hearts, I think George Kliavkoff knows what his TV deal is. He's trying to get his ducks in a row. Mm-hmm. And I think now he's going to be in this process early next week and the week after. They're going to go through the process of trying to get this ratified, and they're going to start trying to get a grant of rights done on the deal that he's negotiated. I don't know what that looks like, because if it truly is, as we've reported for 6 weeks, and we were again told yesterday, I guess, $25 million a year. And it is the last we've heard is 5 years and 7 years. So it's somewhere in that window. But if they're at $25 million a year, this is going to be a very bad deal for Pac-12 members. That's a really tough pill to swallow.
Yeah.
And then you flip and you look at San Diego State, let's say, because the assumed new member of the conference is San Diego State. That's a windfall for San Diego State coming out of the Mountain West. But I don't know what you're excited about if you are San Diego State or SMU. I mean, I guess that's a windfall. Yeah. I guess that's a new injection of cash, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're those two, you're in a situation where you're just trying to get paid. I mean, that's all you care about. I mean, you're not, it's not like you're already a P5 and you have to make sure you find the right situation or whatever. You're just trying to get to being a P5 and you want to get paid. That's what you want. So to me, it's like before this whole TV deal situation sort of sprouted and grew wings and started becoming this huge mess, I think San Diego State and SMU were all about the Pac-12. And I would even say that about Gonzaga as well. But if I'm either of these three schools, I'm sitting here looking at the landscape saying, man, like, does it not behoove us to just kind of chill for a minute? Does it not make sense to just kind of hang out and wait for this to sort of blow over and let the Pac-12 kind of clean this up a little bit, and then maybe we can look at this situation? Because if you're San Diego State, if you spend one more year being, staying right where you are, did anything go horribly wrong? Well, no, right? It's not like you're losing some massive groundbreaking opportunity. So that's why I say, I just don't think if you're San Diego State or SMU, you're in any kind of hurry. And I think, this Gonzaga situation is also really interesting. I would be surprised if Brett Yormark wasn't going after them. I mean, it just makes perfect sense. But you're also, if you're the PAC, you're trying to get Gonzaga too. You're trying to get, I think you need to get 2 to 3 more schools at least.
But the problem is, again, this TV deal. Why haven't you announced a TV deal? I mean, again, my belief is it's likely done. Nobody's told me it's done, but it's likely done. But if you're Apple, and I mean, if we look at, it's interesting. There's a new story out on ESPN.com, and this could be easily about the Pac-12. Florida State athletic director says lagging ACC revenue has to change. Florida State athletic director Michael Alford told his board of trustees on Friday that, quote, something has to change when it comes to closing the growing revenue gap with other conferences. In a phone interview with ESPN on Friday, Alford said he decided to make his comments after recent ACC winter meetings in which athletic directors and presidents discussed an uneven revenue sharing model at length without any consensus or a path forward. I mean, right now, if you are the Pac-12, let's call it $30 million. If you're the Big 12, you're $70 million behind the Big 10. That's crazy.
Dude.
How do you survive on that? Well, my guess is with the Big 12, they're just going to wait for the Pac-12 to fail. And they're going to try to suck up as many members of their conference as they can.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna use their pro rata agreement with ESPN to make more money on that. And I think that leverages somebody like Gonzaga to join the Big 12. Because now, if you're Gonzaga, why would you join the Pac-12?
You wouldn't.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So I think when you look at the ACC, there's no getting out of the ACC. The buyout of that grant of rights is enormous. And I don't know what you do.
Yeah, I just think that there's not you have, and it's so interesting. There's the haves and the have-nots as usual, right? Like that's how life works. The haves and the have-nots. And in college football, you have a couple of haves and a couple of have-nots here. And again, I'm just telling you guys, like the SEC locking it up with ESPN, really smart. Like the Big Ten finding a way to get West Coast representation in their conference is really smart, and they're forcing the hand of these smaller conferences and making things really difficult. So that's what I'm telling you. Like, if the Pac-12 doesn't make the move to fully 180, go all in on producing all their own stuff, which we at this point, it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. Maybe maybe for their TV deal, if it's, kind of like what we were talking about, if it's, split into 3 pieces, Amazon gets a piece, ESPN gets a piece, someone else gets a piece, and then, the Pac-12 kind of produces the rest or whatever and does that. That's one scenario. But what I'm talking about is getting out of this hole, like quite literally digging yourself out of this hole by producing everything and sort of flipping college football on its head.
Yeah.
Short of that, I don't think there's another way out here. And I look at the ACC, they're that next conference, because as weak as the Pac-12 is, what does the ACC really have in college football? You have one team. Right? Like one team. That's it.
Well, but the problem is their grant of rights, I think, runs to 2035, 36. I mean, they have an exceptionally long and expensive grant of rights. And what that means, in case you don't know, is that if North Carolina wants to leave the ACC, they have to pay a ton of money to get out. And if they don't, the ACC has the right to all of their programming, all of their live event stuff until 2036. Anything that happens on their campus belongs to the ACC.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I think it's 2036.
Yeah, it's 35, 36.
Yep. That's crazy. Crazy. Jacob Reed gives us a $10 tip. What is it, Tipping Friday? I love it.
Yeah, tip.
Jacob Reed says, I'm a West Virginia fan and a Big 12 fan. I don't care about the Pac-12 or the Jazz, but I'm hooked on your show. What the heck? Let's go Mountaineers. Well, we love you being hooked on the show.
I appreciate you, bro.
Thanks
you,
for
man.
being here.
I'm telling you, I think that comment is really on point. Like, you don't have to even really be a fan of the Pac-12 or really, like, give a damn about, Phil Knight and his Nike money to appreciate the insanity of this situation and to appreciate, like, just how wild this is. I mean, it's very rare that you hear of major, just like generally speaking, like big picture stuff. It's very rare that you hear of, conferences or teams or big time businesses, established brands struggling to get TV deals done. Like, you almost never hear about that. And that's why I think this is so fascinating, even if you are, a West Virginia fan. Like you don't even have to care or have watched a single football game to be like, damn, dude, like, this is a big deal.
You're talking about $400 million to get out of the ACC, man. Like, it's crazy money. It's crazy money, dude. And I don't know how you recover from that. What's up, Teddy Wayman? He says, hey, Zesty. Zesty says, how's it going? Alan Corbin says, Teddy.
Bro, guys, get a room, bro.
Yeah, seriously. Bill Motton says, breaking news, Pac-12 in talks with Cartoon Network for a TV deal.
Yeah, Johnny Bravo is going to be the new commissioner.
Ryan Thomas says, breaking news, the Pac-12 and Weather Channel are close to agreeing to a media rights deal for Tier 1. Hallmark is a strong contender for Tier 2, and QVC wants the digital component. Well, from what I understand, the Weather Channel will only take the Pac-12 TV rights if the Miami Hurricanes come to the...
Yeah, we have a TV remote advisory incoming that says the TV deal is worth nothing.
Hey, the Weather Channel...
See what you did there, Hurricanes and the Weather Channel. And it's,
you're
it's
just going to gloss
Miami.
over that?
I'm acknowledging it. I didn't gloss over it. What are you talking about, bro?
Eric in Raleigh says program, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
TJF says, have you ever thought Brett maybe did his research and just knows more people than y'all? No disrespect, but your anecdote doesn't disprove Brett. I'm not saying that Brett was wrong. I'm telling you. And I'm not trying to tell you who I spoke to, but, and again, you were there for it.
Yeah.
This is not a low-ranking, like, mailroom clerk at Ion TV.
Yeah.
We spoke to somebody at the top of the food chain.
Yeah.
In less than 2 hours. It'd be surprising to me. And to his credit, Brett McMurphy did not say, and we should get this right. I should probably post his tweet, because I'm not, Brett McMurphy's a guy that I respect a hell of a lot.
Uh-huh.
I am not trying to cause issues for Brett McMurphy.
Well, you said that Brett McMurphy was a hack and doesn't know anything.
You said that Brett McMurphy went home. Whoa, that's not the right one.
Whoa.
You said Brett McMurphy went home and kicked his dog. Brett McMurphy said Apple still has not made formal offer for Pac-12 media rights, but Ion Television has emerged as a potential Pac-12 partner. sources told the Action Network. Ion TV is owned by EW Scripps, which has 61 local TV stations nationwide and launched Scripps Sports this year. That's what Brett McMurphy said.
Right.
And you know what? I'll leave it up there. Here's what we were told by a high-ranking official at Scripps, that they have not talked to the Pac-12, they're not engaged with the Pac-12, and they are singularly focused on growing their business. So my guess is, and this is just my guess, is Brett got his wires crossed somewhere, because Ion Television has emerged as a potential Pac-12 partner is inaccurate. We were told that is not true.
Facts.
That Ion Television Scripps is not involved with the Pac-12. Call it what you want. I like Brett McMurphy. I respect Brett McMurphy. I'm not saying that he is wrong or lying, or I'm just telling you, we go out of our way on a daily basis to make relationships in high places.
Yeah.
And this one took, I mean, again, it took like 2 hours to talk to multiple people who are very high up in the food chain there. One of them called me.
And hey, by the way,
and we had a phone conversation about it.
By the way, I mean, if you don't trust us, that's fine. I mean, that's cool. But I would just tell you, trust the track record. I mean, we've been pretty spot on. We told you about Apple before anyone else did. Told you about Amazon before anyone else did. Like, we've been on this. And the best part about that take is that it's on our channel. Go back and listen to it all. Like, you can quote us. Do it.
CKS says Ion is an interesting idea. Don't know if any of this are true, but I agree. Ion has some point could explode. They just haven't seemed to find their niche yet, unless you can watch 24/7 crime sitcoms. But what I would say about Ion is Ion's not really a thing anymore, in that, sure, those 3 letters are on TV screens, but it's the Scripps company. And Scripps, who owns Ion TV used to be a standalone thing. Scripps bought them out. And Scripps bought them out, I think, solely for the purpose of distributing live sporting events. I think that's why people immediately lurched to, the Pac-12 and Ion. It's Scripps. So it makes you a little nervous when you hear Ion, because it's actually Scripps TV and Scripps Sports. And Scripps Sports is only in existence to build a book of business in live sports rights. I think that's not football or Pac-12 football now. I think it probably could be. I think it's what Bally Sports is going to lose. I think they're looking at being a regional baseball partner. I think that makes a lot of sense. I don't see a way that right now Scripps Sports is going to come out of the barn and in their first salvo is going to make some huge financial, investment in the Pac-12.
We really did.
That doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
And talking to the people at Scripps, that's pretty much exactly what they told me.
Yeah.
We were straight up told today that I could see that happening in the future, but it has not happened now.
Yeah. I mean, when you get told, hey, we haven't had conversations, I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, you can take it or leave it, I guess, if you're watching the show, but I mean, that's what we were told.
By the way, what would be the best cable TV network to partner the Pac-12 with? Because I kind of agree with David Colmer, who says, my favorite comment I saw was Pac-12 to partner with Comedy Central. I mean, Klyavkov is getting roasted regularly.
Yeah, dude. Can we get a roast, please?
But I think, Hallmark Channel, what are like obscure cable networks? Because like Food Network's not really obscure.
WGN.
Is WGN still a thing?
The CW owned by the Saudis.
Yeah, seriously. I don't know where again, I will just tell you, I think it's Amazon and I think it's ESPN.
Yeah.
And I think there's a good chance that when this deal goes live, because remember, this is not something that is right now. This is not for current games.
Right.
You also need to understand that. That's not what this is. This is for the 2020, what was it? I guess the first season to be 2024. So you have this entire season, and then next season is when you're looking, this upcoming season's good. The next year is when you're going to get a new TV deal.
Which is kind of terrifying because that's incredibly close. I mean, usually you're already done by now.
Yeah. Jay Washington says, PAC show talk with Tubi.
Hey, you know what I mean?
I don't hate Tubi.
Yeah.
Pink Gorilla 941. Kliavkoff's legacy. Oh, boy.
Here we go. Go in.
Blocks original playoff expansion. Spearheaded alliance with non-Big 12 schools. Loses USC and UCLA to an alliance partner. Promises schools $50 million. Can't deliver $50 million. You know, that's Kliavkoff's legacy.
Good take, Pink Gorilla. Good take.
Don't disagree with that. Connor Tulin says, Monty in the evening.
What's up,
Connor? Good to see you, bud.
Yeah.
CJ Vance says, what's up, guys? Go Jazz. Jazz talk coming
CJ?
up in just a bit after we remind you that the official energy drink of the Monty Show is Bucked Up Energy. Hey, let's go. I've got my Mango Tango right there. Bucked Up Energy, the official energy provider of the Monty Show. In the description below, no matter where you are on YouTube or on podcast, no matter where you're currently sitting, click the Bucked Up free sample link in the description below. They're going to give you 3 samples of your choice. You want low stim, you want pre-workout, whatever you want to try.
Stay hard.
They're going to give you 3 free samples and a shaker cup, and the Bucked Up shaker cup is awesome. It's got the post that's attached to the cap so that the blender ball doesn't fall down the garbage disposal.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than trying to rinse out a dirty protein shake with one of those balls in the bottom of the cup, and it's just bouncing everywhere.
This is a code 10 abort.
Control your balls, guys.
Yeah.
By going to buckedup.com, use the promo code Monty to get 20% off your purchase at buckedup.com. You can go into any Bucked Up store in the great state of Utah and say, hey, I heard about you on the Monty Show. They will hand you a free can of Bucked Up Energy. Absolutely. You can only get the 20% off online, but I would tell you, start with the free samples, guys. It's super easy. It's free to you. They'll give you a free shaker, 3 free samples. They'll ship them right to your door.
I want it.
Their shipping's really fast. And then get online at buckedup.com and then use the promo code Monty.
Boom.
So there you have it.
Don't say we didn't do nothing for you.
Buckedup.com, the official energy drink of the Monty Show. What do you guys drink energy-wise? I'm a Bucked Up Zero Sugar.
Yes.
That's my
Black can.
my flavor of choice. Miami or Mango Tango. I bought a case of Mango Tango last week. Today's the last day. I'm almost out, so I'm going to have to, over the weekend, get to my favorite Bucked Up store, which is in Murray or South Jordan. Although the one down in Orem is legit.
Yeah.
But like Farmington Station's a great store. Orem's a massive store.
Yeah.
But South Jordan, the people are super friendly. I'm going to walk in there. They have cases of Bucked Up sitting right there on the floor. Buy the case, say, hey, I heard about you on the Monty Show. They'll give you a free can. Hook it up. Buckedup.com. Use the promo code Monty, M-O-N-T-Y, Monty, to get your 20% off.
Bro, amazing job on the comments.
Bob Holsey says, LOL, Animal Planet, ducks, bears, and beavers.
Well,
see, Pac-12, you know. I see what you're saying. And Morris says, why PAC fans upset with Monty? He's more fair than what is really happening. I don't know why. Are Pac-12 fans upset with me? What did I do now? Mayor McCluskey, yes, sir.
Notice how it says the.
Mayor McCluskey.
Alex McCluskey. The
sports leader.
Yeah.
Mayor McCluskey says, good afternoon, Monties.
Hey, Monties.
What's up? Are you guys, what did I do now?
What, how are you pissing people off now, dude?
Drew Money says, need some Bucked Up burps from Monty.
Hey,
no.
Monty.
No. That was one time. One time it happened.
See, so your burps are like my Minnesotas in the East. They're not letting you live that down, bro.
That's
You're
probably
not living
never,
it down,
if you
bro.
missed it the other day, I was just mid-sentence and let go of an
It's like a
earth-shattering
ripper.
belch. That was crazy.
Yes, you did.
That was crazy.
Yes, you did.
Gumby Too Sexy says Pac-12 to partner with 2 hacks on YouTube.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we'll distribute your content.
Exactly. Bob Holsey says it's hard for George to make calculations without an envelope nearby. Exactly. Good Lord. Let's see. Gabriel says Pac-10 on the pay-per-view corn channels.
Hey.
Brian Thomas says Animal Planet.
Well,
Dale Donuts says, forget Ion TV. More importantly, I saved $18 using Monty 25 at Papa Murphy's Pizza.
Boom.
Let's go.
Boom.
Friday night, hook it up. It's Papa Murphy's Pizza. I'm telling you, Football 50 coming up in 13 minutes.
do it.
When you order your Papa Murphy's, do what Dale Donuts did. Use the promo code Monty25. It's a great savings.
Yes.
Can we talk about the new pizza yet?
Not yet. Next week, the 27th. It is Monday. Monday, we're rolling it out.
I'm telling you, the new pizza for March.
Bomb,
dude,
bro. Bomb.
Dude, it is unbelievable. Hullabilly, what's up, my guy? He says, bucked up is solid.
Buckled up.
Buckled up. Hello. Bucked up is solid. Not big on energy drinks, but I've had Gym and Juice. My wife loves Gym and Juice.
Yeah.
Loves it. And strawberry kiwi, and they were both good. Love it, man.
Hey.
Love it. Let's go, Hullabilly. You know, I've always thought of you as no. I'm not going to make my wife and Hullabilly
relax.
comments in the same. Because Hullabilly's a Minnesota Wild fan. You know. It's fine. D-Rock Irish, let's go. Go Irish. On some shows currently, Hawaii Five-0 for about 6 hours, Law and Order SVU, and a few 30-minute paid programs advertising. Hey, man.
Listen.
I'm just for saying, man.
Should we try to get on Ion?
Maybe
Would
that's...
you guys watch us on Ion?
If we were on Ion TV, man. Hullabilly says, butter me up. Go for it. Love you. Hullabilly, by the way, a member of the program, says Pac-12 getting TV deal with PBS. Big Bird becomes commissioner. Big upgrade. If Big Bird's the commissioner of the Pac-12, that's a huge upgrade to George Kliavkoff. I did a short today, and I maintain what I said in that short. Until George Kliavkoff is not the commissioner of the Pac-12, I just don't see this conference taking a big step forward.
Yeah, I just don't know how you would. I mean, you need someone who just is a much more forward thinker and someone who is willing to be aggressive. I mean, that's the situation you're in. Because I still maintain you're not in a hopeless situation yet.
I agree.
I still think you have a couple of doors here that you could walk through that could potentially lead to other opportunities, or could allow you to walk a path that allows you to survive another 10 years. But I don't think that George Kliavkoff is innovative enough to walk through those doors.
I would totally agree. You guys are killing me on Bucked Up. First of all, Jeff Johnson wants to know, does Bucked Up have zero sugar options or not?
Oh, yeah, bro.
My guy.
100%,
right here.
Dude. Yeah.
Right here,
you
man.
guys single up. Yeah.
Right there. Zero
sugar,
glare.
bro.
The glare is killing you. Zero sugar. Can you see that? Zero sugar. The energy drink, anytime you see me drinking an energy drink or anything, it'll always have no sugar in it. And I know you guys probably don't care about this, I'm a big believer that sugar kills people, not fat. Obviously, that's why I have so much fat. But the point is,
what the fuck?
Does one thing have to do with the other. But I'm a zero sugar guy.
Yeah.
Like, I try not to. We were at Harmon's the other night during that snowstorm.
Oh, dude.
I cannot get away from Harmon's donuts.
They're so good, bro.
Nobody was going into Harmon's, so they had a ton of fresh baked donuts. I didn't do it. I was really proud of myself.
You did well.
I was really proud of myself. That was amazing. Capazzo says, hell yes, you guys would rule Ion TV. We agree. The mayor, McCluskey, says resurrect the Mountain Network. Mountain? I miss Will Smith. I miss Will Smith. But
yeah.
My guy Will Smith from 1320K fan.
The sports leader.
Used to say Mountain. Never used an N in his entire life. Never. Bob Holsey says, I watered my plants with Mango Tango. It doubled size overnight. Well, because, it's what Bucked Up does. It's what Bucked Up does.
Can you measure it?
Ken Williams says, I bought mango and pink lemonade, a case of each. I love the mango,
The mango is just bomb, dude. I mean, Mango Tango is just everything you could ever want, bro.
And I'll be honest with you, when we first started drinking Bucked Up,
yeah,
I tried like every flavor.
Yeah.
But, man, I'm telling you guys. And I like mango. Ken, next time, order Miami.
Yeah, you got to at least try
Dude,
Miami.
Miami will change your...
Isn't Miami their number one seller?
Yeah, by far. It's always sold out.
Yeah.
It's always sold out. Gumby Too Sexy says Pac-12 to the Nashville network.
All gas, no break.
Ken Williams, who is our resident country music guy, didn't you say, like, what's Chris Stapleton? Is that his first? Steve Stapleton? Tommy
I don't
Stapleton?
know. They all have the same name.
Joseph Lee Burrow.
You know what I mean? It all sounds the same.
I think Ken Williams is a big Chris Stapleton fan.
And his name is John Cena.
John Cena on the Country Music Network now. The Country Music Awards, Monty. Exactly, Monty. Gabriel says at least Elmo is honest. George doesn't know honesty if it hit him in the face. Ouch.
Stay hard.
Ouch.
Damn.
Ouch.
He went in.
Maury Alvarez says Pac-10 to KUED for life. PBS. Bill Ferguson says Pac-12 needs to merge with the Big 12.
Agreed.
Dude. Seriously. Let's see. Cam Harrison says going to buy some bucked up. Good afternoon, guys. Let's go.
What's up, Cam? What's up,
Let's
Cam?
go.
Let's go.
CKS says how many carbs? Total carbohydrates, 1 gram of carbs. 0 added sugar.
And the serving size per can is 1.
So
that's
this can
accurate.
has 1 carb.
Yeah.
I agree with you, CKS. Carbs are important, man. But you know what, Cam? What? Hook it up. Go into your bucked up store. Cam, are you a Utah guy? Are you like this show? Honestly, you guys, this show has blown up so much that it's always difficult to figure out where everybody lives. We have so many people in Los Angeles and Florida now, it feels like. Mayor McCluskey is on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, he's got that satellite connection.
You know.
Cincinnati.
Capazzo, who's down in St. George, says, I want the Pac-12 on Nickelodeon. Ren and Stimpy. Pac games followed up by Angry Beavers. That would be bomb. Hi, yes.
Come on, man.
I know this stupid football game's on, but when's Angry Beavers kicking off?
I thought you said Angry Beavers.
No sugar in those donuts, M. Morris says, dude.
No, not at all. No carbs, no sugar, nah.
Yeah, seriously. Will the Pac-12 calling you guys to broadcast their content? Well,
Dude,
you know.
I mean, you know.
Look, Bearcat.
Yeah.
You know what? 513 Bearcat. How do you think Cincinnati does in the Big 12? Do you miss Luke Fickell yet? I wonder. Jeff Johnson says, I've been a zero sugar guy for 2 years. It feels great. All the difference in the world. Eric C. says, will there be an RSL preview today before the season starts?
Well.
There is a big RSL story.
Here's what's going to happen, Tonto.
Real Salt Lake.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. We'll try to fit it in the 4 o'clock hour, Eric. We will try. Dale Donut says, if the PAC was smart, they would be investing in their own production equipment, people, and own their own production.
100%.
They did that already. And it was a miserable failure. That's the problem. They've lost so much money. The human cost at the Pac-12 network has been enormous. Only beaten by the physical brick and mortar cost of the Pac-12 network. Like the money that they spent on real estate alone is astronomical. The issue becomes when you do a deal with the devil, which would be Fox, ESPN, any of your distribution partners, you wind up in a situation where Fox was last year, where you're at Pullman, Washington for Utah and Washington State, and your broadcasters are in a studio in Los Angeles.
No.
Trying to fake being live in Pullman, and then you don't know that Cam Rising's not playing in the game.
No.
And you get all pissed off if you're Fox. Well, you know what? Pac-12, get hands on.
Yeah.
The problem is, I think PAC is the
PAC is
Pac-12.
whack.
The Pac-12 is the stepchild of college sports, if we're being honest about it. I mean, it just is what it is. Ken Williams says Chris Stapleton rules.
Chris Stapleton, that's it.
My wife wanted Pink. I love Pink. She's a great performer. That's what you meant, right? Talking with Raphael podcast on BYU Radio. Says, breaking news, Pac-12 is in talks with Talking with Raphael Network for Tiers 1 deal, no tiers. LOL. Wow. See where we've gone to on this?
Dude.
Do you see where we've gone to on this? It's amazing. Gary, what's up, Gary? Good to see you. Imagine how funny it would be that Oregon and Washington are being difficult, and the Big takes Stanford, Cal, Utah, and Notre Dame. Should Notre Dame join a conference?
Why? Why?
Football 55 minutes away, thanks to our friends at Papa Murphy's Pizza. I just don't see a need for Notre Dame football to join a conference. Am I wrong about this? While you're hitting the like button right now on YouTube, all 285 you watching the show, if you hit the like button and then answer me, do you think that Notre Dame should join a conference? I don't see the upside for that. What is that?
Yeah,
Why
I think
is
there
that?
is upside. I mean, you already have a TV deal. You've already got everything that you would ever need. You've already got a really strong schedule. What else do you need? I just don't think you need to.
Yeah, I don't. If you're Notre Dame, you have no need. You're making a ton of money already. Why would you join a conference? Capazzo wants to know, Jake, did your parents deprive you of the Angry Beavers? My wife wouldn't let my boys watch it, and I had to wait until they were in bed before I could watch it.
Oh, shit.
I don't even know what the Angry Beavers are, dude.
That's a yes. Ken Williams says, soccer sucks. No thanks, baseball is boring too. It's like watching tennis or golf. Wow, do you like sports at all? Mike says zero sugar D-ring.
Okay.
Okay, that sounds like an adult program. All right, time for D-ring. Mike Hale says, LOL, Mike.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
You know what I'm saying? Mapes says, how about they try an old school Netflix package? Send me the games in the mail, and I'll let it sit on the coffee table for like 3 weeks before I mail it back. Dude, you guys remember when Netflix was a DVD distribution service?
Yeah, dude. Remember when? But wait, do you remember when DVDs were the whole world?
I remember DVDs. I do. It's fine. It's fine. D-Rock Irish has one of the more interesting stories of the day. Did you guys see this? The women's Miami basketball team, they violated NCAA rules because their coach, essentially what the coach did is step out of the way so a player and a booster could talk directly. Whoops.
Listen, I don't care if he's in the middle of open heart surgery. Get him on the phone.
Can't do that. When she facilitated impermissible contact between two prospects and a booster. NIL first fallout. I think they've looked the other way on a bunch of things.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. Gary says, yes, Notre Dame should join. They would make any conference more attractive, and if it pays off rule changes to conferences members only, they would have to. Well, but why?
Yeah, what's the point?
Why? Let's see. Tesla, Texas says Blu-ray is the GOAT.
Uh-huh.
If you're an Xbox PS5 guy, do you want a disc or no disc? Because we're thinking about giving away another PS5, but I had to sit on Jake's chest and just repeatedly drop bows down on his face because he's like, it's got to have a disc drive on it, bro.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Plug it.
Call me crazy.
Hey, look here, man.
Call me crazy, old man. There's this little thing called an internet cable. Now, shit, I know it. I know. We're getting crazy now. We're getting crazy now. No DVDs, just the internet. I know.
No, I guess not.
You don't need no disc. Come on. Gary says, in God's name, image, and likeness.
Well, yeah.
Exactly right.
In God's name, image, and likeness.
James Nelson says, new list.
Does that mean you're a new listener?
New listener? Good to see you.
Is that what that means?
Yes, it is. He says, new listener. Thanks for the Papa Murphy's code. You're
Let's
welcome.
go, James. James,
You're welcome.
Where are you at, bro? Are you Utah? Where are you at, man? We always like to know where our people are at, bro.
Yeah, James Nelson. Where are you?
James Nelson.
By the way, you should consider joining our membership. It is $9.99 a month, and it gets you phenomenal content. Mainly, it gets you all of our inside information first because Jake is going to put you in our members-only Instagram group. And then I'm going to put in there all of our inside information before we tweet it, before we talk about it on the show. Stay hard. You will know. Teddy,
Look
Wayman,
at my people showing out for me, bro.
What are we
Disc
doing?
Drive gang. Team lean, team disc drive. Let's go.
Raptor 88 is the only comment on this I'm going to read because he's right. No disc is the only way now.
I'm gonna get medieval on
It's
your
too
ass.
bad nobody else commented on that.
Raptor 88 might have lost your RSVP, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Nameless School 911 says needs a disk drive.
Let's go.
God darn it. Teddy Wayman, it's got to have a disk drive. Teddy, Teddy, did you wake up today and you're like, how can I piss off Monty? Oh, we're going full disk drive.
Hey, Claw.
If you don't let me insert it, what am I supposed to do?
Whoa. This is a family program.
The CKS wants to know if it comes in VHF. No, it only comes in Betamax. Thanks.
Well,
the Macho Man says, I still buy DVDs. I hate not being able to watch something when I want. It's
on demand. It's on demand.
I want it.
It's good DVD.
Hey, Macho Man. Hey, Macho Man.
Do you guys know what you want to know? And I've said this 100 times this week, I feel like. I literally have every episode of Chicago PD in my DVR.
Sort of a natural reflex.
Last night was amazing.
Yeah.
Last night's episode was awesome.
Do you enjoy watching the SRT Jeeps drive around on Chicago PD?
Why are you being like this? I'm not buying it. I've had such a bad... I am, to quote Chicago PD now, I have had so much post-traumatic stress SRT now.
Bro, roll an Ambo. Roll an Ambo.
Seriously. James Nelson is in Layton.
Oh,
what's up, Layton?
dude? What's
Good
up,
to see
Layton?
you. Make sure you go by and see our friends at Barbecue Pit Stop, bbqpitstop.com. They have a great store in Layton, James Nelson.